Maurice, well, he's a cat, for one thing. But you probably knew that. He's devious, he's sly, he's smooth, he's charming, and a bit of a psychopath, I would think. He's a survivor, I think, above all. But then cats are, aren't they? They are all about survival.
It's an adventure story that has cats, rats, and me in it.
It's a bit like Pied Piper, slightly twisted, with a bit more hot sauce and a bit of spice, with lots and lots and lots of rats.
Big scam with cats and rats.
Cat who can talk. Mystery.
Adventure.
Pipe-playing friend.
A scam.
Darkness.
Self-belief.
Clanship.
Spooky.
But only a little bit.
Democracy. Go and have a look.
There's a message and there's heart, and it's fabulous.
The original book from Terry Pratchett is now over 20 years old. So Maurice is a talking cat, and along with some intelligent rodents and a young lad called Keith, they go from town to town, scamming the townsfolk. They pretend to be a plague of rats. And then one day they arrive at the town called Bad Blintz, and they meet a young girl called Emilia, and that's where it all goes horribly wrong.
Well, Terry was on tour, and we found ourselves in the Pied Piper bar of the Palace Hotel in San Francisco. And Terry seemed a little bit distracted. And what he was distracted by was the Maxfield Parrish painting that was hanging behind the bar. And he was telling me the story of Maxfield Parrish, how the painting came about, how he painted it, why it happened to be there in San Francisco. And then there was a pause. And then Terry, out of the blue, just told me the story, the beginning, the middle, and the end of the Amazing Maurice. He just created it there. It was fascinating. And it was only 18 months after that that Terry won the Carnegie Medal for it, which is absolutely astounding.
So, tell me your name.
Keith?
Oh, that won't do. No hint of mystery, it just hints of Keith. I was expecting something horrible yet interesting, some ghastly clue that would advance the plot. So Emilia, as a character, she is an incredibly optimistic, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed young lady who lives in her imagination and lives for reading and lives for stories and lives to the fullness of life.
And you get me loads of cash, right? It's all a big swindle!
She's got us banged to rights, boss. You won't tell on us, will you?
A talking cat and a talking tap-dancing rat. They'll think I'm making up stories again.
What drew me to the role of Darktown? Well, I just finished working on a show called Good Omens with Neil Gaiman, which was written by Terry Pratchett, and I just love his world. I love the characters that he creates, so when this came to the table, I was like, yeah, I have to do it. It was like an instant yes. Darktown is like, he's like this analytical, big rat. I kind of likened him to an officer in the army.
You, come here, attach the string.
Me? I don't know if I can.
Quick, do it!
Okay, all right.
Hello, my name is Joe Sugg, and I play Sardines, the rat with the hat, in The Amazing Maurice. He's a gentle rat. He's a show rat. Yeah, he loves the stage. I'd say he's charismatic, and he's a lover of the arts as well.
She's just so lovable because she asks all of the stupid questions that you kind of want to ask them sometimes. Oh, I do anyway. I always want to ask the stupid questions. Luckily, there's Google now. But before then, I would be that person to go, what? And everyone looks at you like, don't be stupid. And I love that about her because you got to ask the stupid questions.
Well, it's one of the great debates, isn't it? Is Maurice or Maurice? I don't know if it'll ever really be settled. Perhaps philosophers will be arguing over this for centuries to come.
How many times? It's Maurice. Maurice.
How do you pronounce Maurice? You pronounce Maurice like this. You do not pronounce it Maurice. Maurice is a intellectual, highbrow, pretentious Frenchman. He's like an artist. Do you know what I mean? You don't get artists called Maurice. You get artists called Maurice. This is where Terry Pratchett's like, it's actually Maurice. No! Oh no. Well, I look stupid.
No.
Maurice. Maurice. He says it all the time. Maurice, Maurice, Maurice. I say Maurice. Maurice.
Maurice.
Well, obviously, there's only one correct pronunciation, and that is Maurice. Or Maurice. Take your pick, honestly.
Well, it depends who you ask. If you ask Maurice, he'll tell you it's Maurice, unless he's in the presence of death, who will remind him his actual name is Maurice.
Maurice!
It's Maurice.
Anxiety.
The thing we definitely share is we both have a vivid imagination. That much is for sure. I lived in mine as a kid, still as an adult, and I feel like that is probably the biggest connection that we have.
Are you asking me if I've got similarities with a rat? Are you saying I'm a rat? No, I'm joking. No, if I got any similarities, I look kind of big on the outside and quite tough, but actually I'm quite gentle, really.
Ha! Welcome to the rescue squad. Mission completed. Let's go.
Well, for the Pied Piper, if you see the design, he's designed like half man, half spider. He has this very long legs. And we wanted him to be disturbing, yet funny, because this still is a children's movie. And you need to have, they need a little bit of a comical relief every now and then. So we had to find this perfect mixture between clown and menace. The first thing we did, let him have this really, very, very weird walk. So I was starting to walk in my own kitchen, I think, as I remember it was, and climbed tables and stairs because we wanted him to be able to climb stuff like a spider. Well, it's what we have to do sometimes to illustrate to the animators what we want. And then sometimes, as directors, we have the honor to make proper fool out of ourselves. So if somebody wants to blackmail me with videos, there's plenty.
Half the things they say about me are not true.
People think it's about having the names. It isn't. It's actually about having a quality of acting that gives the animation team something to work with and something to embody and to literally to animate. And we had such lovely extremes, from Hugh's dry, sort of sardonic delivery to the menace of David Thewlis, to the sort of chirpy, plucky Emilia Clarke, who's not going to let anything get in her way. Gemma Arterton playing Peaches with all the sort of innocence in the world is just so lovely. Ariyon Bakare as Darktan, the sort of military leader of the rats. David Tennant and his wisdom in playing Dangerous Beans. And all of those things you can hear in the voices, and that's why it's really important when you choose voices.
Well, I had a trainer. What I really wanted to be able to do was to jump onto a high shelf, which I could do. I mean, after about 6 months of solid training, I could do. I couldn't do it now.
I mean, I'd like to say.
I mean, Hugh Laurie was a real pain.
I know. It was awful. I mean, the complaints you gave me. I don't know how we managed. I really don't.
No.
Those blue M&Ms. Do you know how many times
I was going to walk out?
Blue M&Ms.
I started to do a lot of research into MI5. I kind of did a little bit of like Taekwondo.
And cuts. Brilliant.